should I do that I'm in the corner? Hi, I am BJ, and this is WIP It Wednesday, where we get to share our works in progress. Welcome to my new subscribers. Welcome to my returning subscribers. Welcome to my channel members. And if you are part of Team Replay, thank you, Team Replay. I love each and every one of you. And the fam is here already. Hi, Zach. Yeah, Granny texted me and let me know that she had an appointment today. I texted Sunitha to see if she has internet today. She might want to go on since she didn't get a chance to go on tomorrow. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, Granny D needs hugs. She doesn't really sound like she's in distress. She thinks she knows what's going on, but yeah, she needs some different meds. Chris, welcome in. Thank you for coming. How are you? Zach is saying the S word again. I know it's not my live, but I wasn't sure if VJ knew or not. I appreciate it, Zach, because you never know what I know. And sometimes I don't know what I know, so thank you. Chris has flavored water and a washcloth back on the hook. Okay. Don't apologize. We need the news because you don't know if you don't know. Daphne, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? What is in your cup and what is on your hook? And there's Cammy Cam. Hey y'all, hey. Happy hump day, Dinky Jen. Just doing the last few rows on my flag and drinking tea. Hi, Miss Kathleen and Trey. It is 83 degrees in the Bronx. I don't have anything on my hook currently, and she has water. And knowing Miss Kathleen, she has a C to C on her hook because she is the C to C queen. Panda, 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 panda. Happy hump day, love. How are you? Irma, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I can't stay. Taking my neighbor to doctor. Have a great day. Positive thoughts for your neighbors. Crystal, welcome in. How have you been? And Panda's giving everybody a blanket hello. And there's my dear cousin Michelle. How you doing? Good to see you. Speak of the devil, there she is. Hi all HTY raid. Hutty? It'll come to me. I don't know who that is, but it'll come to Sunitha, do you have internet today? Do you want to go live after me? Because Granny's not going live. Chris says, hope you well on this fine hump day. All is well, except I went to my doctor's appointment and found out that it's not until tomorrow. For once in my life, I was early. I was a whole day early. Michelle is sipping on water and working on a blanket. Roberta, hey, nothing on my hook. This is frog week again. Water in my bottle. I'm sorry, this is a frog. You got a whole week? Hook that. She's talking to Crystal. Everybody's talking to Crystal. Oh, HTY is me. You were live today? Did I get that notification? Where am I? Hold on. Oh, stop. I did. I missed it. So sorry. I'll go back and watch a replay. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get my phone to do different things instead of everybody buzzing the same, and it's not working. And Roberta's giving a blanket hello to all. Sunitha says, not really. I have to focus on counting. Okay. Well, we'll probably go until 4:30 then, because I want to go over to the food truck, the fruit and vegetable truck, because I missed it last week because of the sirens. So I need to go this week because I'm out of fruit. Laurie, hello, hello. Yes, you made it in today and you sent your whipping an email. Gotcha. Gotcha. And Michelle is thanking Zach. This tastes much better than water. And Michelle and Zach have this snack swap going. They're always swapping tips, snacks. If you want some of my apples and peanut butter, come sit at the table with me. Okay. I got to the bottom of the chat. What? Okay. So, yeah, I forgot to call you. Well, actually, I was running when I was in your neighborhood. So I waved at you when I went by. Sarah says her shawl is coming along. You're some talented people. I love it. I'm here for it. Oh, so pretty. That is pretty. It's really nice. Zach says, what does Zach say? It just ran by me. What happened here? Oh, Zach says, I'm going to skip the chips today, Michelle. I love apples and peanut butter. Mm-hmm. I do too. I too. Amanda, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? There is Susan. How are you and our dear sweet sunflower doing? Michelle's going to save them for next time. That's what I said. Michelle says, so are some of you struggling with your thumbs or cup seems like today? Our cup seem. I'm having trouble with reading and my speech today. I don't know what the heck. I'm all turned around today. Was one yours? It is pretty. Oh, give her our hugs and love. I'm sorry she's not doing well. But yeah, keep up the fight, Sunflower. Keep fighting. Slightly tired now. Was streaming for 8 hours today. Oh, Amanda. Yeah, you should be tired. Oh my goodness. Yes, she is. She is. Cami says, I got a few loads of cat dishes done today before 10 my time, 9 BJ, with enough time to deliver the adoption cats and then help out in laundry all before my cat shift at 10. Look at you, Cami. Nana Michelle, welcome in. How are you? Just got in. Who's pretty? That is Sarah's pretty. And thank you for the thumbs. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, that is our dear sweet Sarah. She comes up with some beautiful shawl patterns, as does Sunitha, as does Nana Michelle. You all have the eye. You really do. You have an eye for beauty. Kick off your shoes, Nana Michelle, and recline in the recliner. Turn on the massager and the heat. Sarah is also doing a bucket hat for her son's girlfriend, and she wanted this yellow. Okay. You got to give them what they want. Michelle's got to flip the laundry around. Hi, Mandy. Welcome in. How are you? Thank you for coming. Okay. That almost looks like cotton, but I know it's not. Zach says, but if you flip it around, Michelle, it won't dry. Oh, you are so welcome. We miss our dear sweet sunflower. We keep hoping and praying. She's been fighting this battle for a long time. Because I met her 2020. And she had already, so it must have, did she get her diagnosis in 2019, Susan? Because I think she got hers before I got mine. Dinky Jen says challenge, wipeout, project, dishcloth, theme, American flag. Here is my version. What do you think, Chris K? Oh my. Yep, she said American flag. Okay. Oh, Jennifer, look at you. Nana Michelle says, no heat here. It's 82 out. Going to suck up this AC. I should have known a Sarah make. Yeah, right. I have to get these baby blankets done so I can get back to shawls. I miss them. Who are you making baby blankets for? Cami says, going in at 8:30 my time, 7:30 VJ time is not as bad as you think it actually. I actually don't mind it anymore. I was complaining 8:30 is early. Yep. I used to have to work 7 to 3:30. Yes, we do appreciate the updates. We really, really do. And as always, Nightbot is flying around dropping channel members. If you are not subscribed to my channel members, please go and see what they have going on their channel, because they are all so talented. All of you are so talented. Jen says, I loved everyone's flag on Lala's video today, including the Canadian one. Yeah. Then we have, Dinky Jen also has the last of the 200-gram no label ball was pulled into this beanie. I separated the two orange colors and put the gray in between. Okay, look at you making it work. Jen, I had not seen anybody put a stitch marker around their needles like that before, but that is a great idea to keep from losing your stitches. That is awesome. Now, if I ever go back to knitting, I have to remember to do that. Michelle says, when you get up at 5, work at 7, 8:30 is like sleeping in. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. Roberta, hello, hello. She's laughing at Cammie. I used to have to go in at 3 a.m. to prep surgery at the vet hospital. Mm-hmm. And then we had some people that worked 6 to 2:30, and I told them that was not my testimony. Nana Michelle is making blanket for son's fiance's twin nephews. Woo! Two boys the same age. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yes, it is, Nana Michelle. I still don't sleep past 5 a.m. Right? And then you had to take your children to work after that, right? Cammy says, Nana Michelle, I was up at 4 for an unknown reason. Cynthia, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. She was diagnosed in 2020. She was still going to work at the start of COVID as essential staff when she got sick and was hospitalized. Oh, man. Okay. I was close. I said 2019 because I met her at the end of 2020. Rita, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. So she's had a 5-year long battle. Ooh, I know she's getting tired. Keep fighting, Ashley. Keep fighting. That stitch marker is a reminder of the end of the round in case you're counting. That's a good idea as well. But I thought you had put the two needles together, which would be what I would need it for because I was always losing stitches. Yeah, it's probably why I don't like knitting. Besides the fact that it's too slow for me. I have yet to develop any speed. And our dear Rita is still working on mom's Trust and Moss project. Then I decided to make some baby bibs doing hand quilting again. Love this soft colors for it. Oh, I thought you finished the your mom's project. I don't have a Danish accent. Oh. Oh, look at the Mickey Mouse. That is so cute, Rita. Go ahead with your bad self. And they just changed her chemo. Oh, man. Yeah, that'll make her sick. Sarah, everybody loved your shawl. Yeah, I was on one to turn my fingernails and toenails black. God. Rita saying hi to Amanda. Amazing, right? See you tomorrow. You two are getting together tomorrow? That is awesome. Chris is saying to DK Jen, you changed more than me, but I had to put 50 stores, not the 13 stores the pattern wanted. Nope, we have 50 states. Okay, Chris. Rita says, I made mom's bib, but the Amis will be going on. Okay. Your mom's bib was gorgeous. I love that. Amanda is laughing at Rita. If you need a lullaby, I streamed 8 hours today. You can fall asleep to that. You're welcome, Sarah. You are welcome. Rita saying to Amanda, I did see that. So yeah, I can sleep good. Oh my gosh. Amanda said, big kids last day of school. Rita and her mom is joining us for the traditional ice cream. It's mandatory in my family. And I'm okay with that. I like ice cream. Jennifer says she can knit quicker than she can crochet. Who knew? Wow. Yeah, no. That's why, because I wanted to learn to knit first. My grandmother taught me to crochet, but she was frustrating me. So I went back and taught myself knitting. And it was took me so long before I could see any pattern. I went back to crochet before for the instant gratification. Yeah, I had to have a little something. Laurie says she'll be driving now, so just listening. But all the work shown so far is gorgeous. Be careful out there, Laurie. Yeah, you all do some beautiful work. Nana's leaving the knitting up to the professionals. Dinky Jen says, yes, Chris, you're not the only one who changed the store's amount. Yeah, there are just some things you got to do. You just have to. I guess they were going for the original Betsy Ross flag. So if you're doing a historical flag, that's understandable. But yeah, no, not for a modern flag. Okay, I refreshed the Facebook and let me catch all the new ones. Then we're going to go over to, oh, Chris is putting back on flag washcloth. Oh, you really did mean putting back. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was a typo. So she's putting the back on it. I'm so used to auto incorrect. Okay. Rita says, I love ice cream, so I look forward to it. Mm-hmm. Me and my cousin Michelle here, we have a special place we go to when we get together. Michelle has to secure the kid from the dog. I oppose them sharing the snacks. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Gail, welcome in. Good to see you. How long are you going to be in Maryland? Inquiring minds want to know. I've only been to Maryland. No, I haven't been to Maryland at all. I was in Boston once. I've never been to Maryland. I drove through New York, so I don't even count that as having been to New York. I took the walking tour of DC while my late husband was in a seminar, and I enjoyed that. That was fun. Laurie says, sorry, somebody had sent me something. I'm trying to figure out if this, why it's not in my spam box. Laurie says, the pick is each side of my whip, too wide for one pick. Well, that's understandable. And a picture of the graphed grid that I drew on Stitch Fiddles so you can see what it will look like. Okay. So she has sent 3. Oh, this is the Stitch Fiddle. Has anybody else used Stitch Fiddle? Do you like it? Oh, Sarah, you're in Maryland too? Okay. Gail is in the Temple Hill area. Susan says, we used to live in Maryland. I was born, raised, and worked in New York. Oh, so you went from New York to California. You have each side of the country? Yeah, I was about to say something crazy. Oh, Oh, she's got her bobbins going. I see the clips. Chris says, Stitch Fiddle is a good program. It is limited though. Oh, okay. Roberta says, I used Stitch Fiddle. It's it is okay for some things. Other, if too much detail, not too good. Oh, Chris, thank you so very much. So it does plain things nicely, but anything fancy, you need another program, I take it. Whoop, wrong one. We got to go to this one. Susan says New York, Alabama for college, Texas, Maryland, and California. My father and his mother were both born in Alabama. I have two brother-in-laws, cousins, and a niece, two nieces in Texas. And my brother's in California. But me, born, raised, lived, probably expire in Missouri. Roberta thinks she's lost her speech patterns. I know I have. I don't have to think about it. That's why I have to keep slowing down because my mouth is not keeping up. And then my brain loses my words. It's like, okay, now hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, it's not looking real good for home team here. Then Kitty sent, let me see if Kitty sent a WIP or an FO. Because I think her, excuse me. Yeah, I woke up about 4:30 for whatever reason. I have no idea. Kitty has, wait a minute, where is it? Because I just saw it. Okay, she's got whips. She's got, what do you mean one of 30 whips? What the hey? Okay, she only sent me 2 images though. I was like, wait a minute, one of 30 whips. Hold it down. So this is a project bag. That's cute, Kitty. I like that brown at the top and the bottom. That is cute. And then, well, I can't advance from here. Hold on. She's got another one here. Oh, and then she has all of her items in there. Kitty, that's really cute. Roberta says, exactly, VJ. It almost sounds like someone else. I know. Nice bag. It is very nice. Excuse me just a minute. I had to ask Shorty to bring me my cord because my laptop is going to die. Why? I don't know. Had to get my pineapple juice and check on Ashley. I've been moved. IBM. I've been moved. Were you in the military, Susan? Yeah, I discovered no gypsy in my DNA, which is good because I do not like moving. I went back and forth between my parents' house and my grandmother's house a couple of times. And then I stayed with my parents until after college. I moved into an apartment for 2 years. Then I bought my house in 78. I moved out in 20, moved back in 2002, stayed there until '08, moved here in '08, and I just sold that other house this past January. So yeah, when I finally get parked, I stay parked. No, product development at IBM. See, you said I've been moved and I was thinking something else. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, go ahead with your bad self. Go ahead. That is awesome. I'm old enough to remember the first IBM desktops. Yeah. Yeah. And there's our dear sweet Ivy B and our dear Panda who has done a drive-by already. Oh my gracious. Let me go back to the mail because thank you, my dear. I don't believe it. I have finished all of the whips. Did I miss anybody's whip? Let me see if somebody didn't put it in the message. Well, then we got time to play. Why is this not looking like my page? I hate it when people change my software and don't bother to tell me that, hey, this is going to look different until I'm looking for something and find out that this doesn't look right. Okay, let's see. I lost my media. Hold on, everybody. I'm trying to figure out what happened to my. You know how you always have your pictures on the right side on Facebook? Mine are gone. Okay, we can work with that. Okay, everybody, hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. I have to duck and plug this in because I just got the dark screen saying Energy Saver is on, but I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, be quiet. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. There's Panda. Oh, it's not a drive-by. You're still here? Yay! You're old enough to remember the key punch. The key punch was going out just as I was getting old enough to do it. Hi, sis Andrea. How are you? She says blanket hello to all. I'm old enough to remember when they didn't exist. I'm old enough to remember when computer science was not being taught in school. You are so very welcome. I have to email you and ask you for a permission to, excuse me, raid you. Shardy, everybody said hi. She said hi. How's your blanket coming? Panda always gives me drive-by hugs and smooches, and I'm okay with it. But I did not know he was still here. Yay. Just playing some games with my brother at the moment while I watch and listen. Tell your brother we said hello and that we love you, and we love you better than we love him. So there. Crystal wants to know what y'all playing. They're playing Grounded. Just assaulted by a mosquito. Oh my, I didn't know mosquitoes like pandas. Do y'all remember? I remember. Hmm. I remember when the Commodore 64s were state of the art. I'll t- Shawty Panda sent you a fist bump. Panda sent you a fist bump. She said, okay, thank you. And what else do you say to a fist bump? I don't know. So we got, I found my media. This looks like something. And Rita's here. Rita, what is this? I'm glad you're here because you sent me this and I was kind of like, what the heck? And somebody says it looks like a cookie bar. But what is this, Rita? Commodore PET was your first computer? Yeah, I remember the Commodore. And Panda says the Commodore 64 had a crazy code we would type in and would put balloons all over the screen. She's so polite. She is. I try. I really try. Roberta says, hey, Panda, I believe it. We call them flow squitos. They grew dragonfly size after Hurricane Florence. Oh. Jennifer remembers the early gaming consoles. The Atari. Anybody remember the Atari? Was the Atari a 64? Rita says, that is a cake been in the freezer, so a little smashed. Looks good. What are you laughing about, Crystal? What are you laughing about? Yeah, I remember when everybody wanted Tandy. I remember when Radio Shack was the place to shop. Atari 2600. Okay. Atari was the first. Roberta thanks. Thank you, Ola Joe. It was Nintendo 64 and Atari 2600. You all know how I put words together. So I had the Atari and I had the 64. It's better than Hakusaki. Oh, you're not laughing at me. You're laughing at Panda. Doretha, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? Thank you for coming. Yes, I remember the dot matrix printers. I remember that. I remember, oh my gosh. I remember those. And I remember the adding machines with the paper on the side and you press the and you had the whole row of keys, you press the keys and then you had to pull the crank. I loved that. I'd go to work with my father and I would play with the adding machine all day because pulling that crank made me feel like I was doing something. Thank you for the thug and the loves. Hey, Butter Roll Cuz. Jen says, I think the Atari had an ant game that me and mom loved. Or was it the ZX Spectrum? I don't know because I didn't have. Did I have an Atari? I didn't have an Atari. I think the kids had a Nintendo. I think. Gail says, yes, I still have in storage. I took it out and told them. I remember when the chat in CompuServe, you had to do your commands in DOS. Yeah. VJ, the game is like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The mosquito ate my soul. Shorty's got a great big knot on her elbow. I said, what happened to you? She says, a mosquito bit me. I immediately put cortisone cream on it because whatever these mosquitoes have nowadays, if they bite me or her, we get this great big raised knot. It's not like the little mosquito bites we used to get. They're huge. Yes, how far we have come. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I remember Windows 3.1. Mm-hmm. And now what are we on? Windows 12? And we skipped over all the ones in between. What was the one before XP? That was the best one. And I always forget it. I came up with it about 3 weeks ago, and now it's gone again. And the only reason I came up with it about 3 weeks ago is because I found you remember how you used to go to the bookstore and you would buy this big book that would tell you everything about your operating system? I found the book downstairs. Yeah, I need to go down and purge things, but recycling books just hurts my soul. But my books are so old, nobody will purchase them. But yeah, I got to go downstairs and really purge. Really, really purge. Then we have, I think this is another Rita. Rita's doing granimals. Are you doing machine embroidery, Rita, or are you doing hand embroidery? Because these are gorgeous. Rita says, we had a Commodore 64 with games on it. Yes. She says, it was so fun. We sat all together doing it. It was fun. Panda says, it's halfway to 2026 and people still using DOS. Well, remember the problems they were having in DC was because the code was written in COBOL and none of the young bloods had ever seen COBOL before. So they didn't know what the H they were doing. Michelle remembers says on cassette tapes. Now I didn't have any cassette tapes, but I had the little 3-inch cassettes and the floppy disks. I remember the floppy disks and the cassettes. And then we went to CD and I had the CD burner. Now the laptops don't even take CDs. Yes, Loopy, you caught us live. Welcome in. How are you? We're talking computers now. We're talking historical computers. Zach says, I know what a cassette tape is. My parents, I think, still have a few. Remember when we had cassette players in the dash of our cars? I used I used to borrow cassette books on tape on cassettes from the library, and I'd be driving down the street listening to my story, and the tape would spiral. And so you got to pull all this tape out of there and stick your pencil in and roll it around. Or if the tape breaks, the library don't repair the tapes because we repair a certain way. But I learned how to repair cassette tapes in fine arts class, and I repaired the tapes because I wanted to hear the story. Panda said have developed an allergy to skeeters. Knew a guy that when he got bit, the area would swell up like a softball. Ours doesn't get that big, but it gets bigger than because like when I was a child, I just had regular bumps. Now I get it's bad. So I have probably developed an allergy, and of course, Shorty, who takes after me, has the allergy. Oh, and then we have a little zebra. Did Rita tell me if she was doing this by hand or if she was doing this by machine? Scroll. Nana Michelle remembers Windows 98. I know that was before the XP. Oh, yeah. Because everybody was freaking out about not changing over in 2000. So they came out with the Millennium. My dad had an original Atari when I was a kid and loved playing Pong. Okay. They had Pong and Donkey Kong and Tetris. My father in law still loves playing Tetris. Loopy says, I still remember Windows 95 and XD. Oh, I remember 95 now that you mention it. I remember 95. Gail says, I put a cassette on my great niece, didn't know what it was. I know. I know. I know. And now they're coming out with record players again because people are starting to spin vinyl again. And everybody's like, oh, we've got this compact record player, AM, FM. And I was like, that's that. And they call it vintage. Zach says, Roberta, my parents are old. Panda says, so many talented peeps in this community, all these beautiful things. They are beautiful. They are so flippin' beautiful. There we go. Rita says, that was on a fabric. I've been making sons out of them for mom. Oh, so you didn't, I knew it was on a fabric, but I didn't know if you used a machine to embroider them or if you hand embroider them. But the fabric came like that? Ooh, that's some pretty fabric. I'd have to go to Denmark to buy fabric, but then what am I going to do with it? Because I am not going to be sitting here sewing anytime soon. Michelle is yelling, yes. What are we yesing about? Roberta says, we had a car that we took the cassette player with us and played it like a radio. And I want to say, was it my Camry? I had a car. I want to say it was one of the Toyotas I had. It had a cassette player and a CD player along with the AM FM radio. Because they had the cassettes, and then when the CDs came out and started to look like they were going to be popular, then it had a CD player. And my first Outback had a 6 CD changer in it. And if I had known they were not going to continue those on, I probably would have kept that one. The transmission was going out on it, so I traded it in on a newer model. I should have just repaired the transmission. Yep, I remember 8-track tapes. I sure do. And I think my father-in-law had an 8-track in one of his cars, and they had an 8-track deck in the house. I never had my parents never had 8 tracks, but my ex-in-laws did. Panda says, VJ, I remember the CD player adapters and would blare my CDs, and every bump it would skip. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had forgotten that. Yeah. Didn't listen to a whole song, just 3 minutes of skipping soundtrack. I had forgotten that. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. Jen says, I have a CD external drive in case it's needed, but I think it's outdated now. If you can plug it in and put a CD in there, it doesn't matter if it's outdated, it should work. Should. Susan says, we had to learn COBOL and assembler language as part of our job. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was learning COBOL and C plus when Shorty's mother was 5. So what was that? 85. She was in kindergarten, and she acted a fool in school because she didn't think she was getting enough attention because I was trying to do homework at night after she went to bed. It was like the minute I thought she was asleep and I'd go in my bedroom to study quietly, she started popping up like a little jack in the box. I don't know if she heard my hips creaking that I was sitting down or what, but the minute I pulled the books out, she got up. I know that embroidery is beautiful. It really is. Mm-hmm. They shortened it to Windows ME, but it was the Millennial Edition. Yep, 8-track players. And remember the little AM FM radios that also had the little weather station on there? So you could do the AM or you could do the FM or you could scroll down and do the weather. Oh, I can see the zebra. Yes. It's very faint. It really is. Loopy says, I remember Y2K. She's laughing. Oh man, I giggle at the memory of my father talking about it. Yeah, Tetris is fun. It really is. It's you really have to have hand eye coordination and count real fast. My problem was by the time I counted and decided how many I had, and I'm trying to flip it, I couldn't flip it fast enough. There you go, Zach. I'm not old. I'm vintage. Yeah, you're vintage. We are vintage. Yes, we are. Gail says, we laughed because I still play records. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Michelle plays Tetris every time she moves the boy off on and off campus. Vintage like a fine wine. Yes, Loopy. Don't get older, we get better. We get Darcia, welcome in. How are you? I haven't seen you in 3 days. How you doing? Roberta says, okay, I remember the push button cars shifting on the dash. Okay, you got me on that one. You got me. You got me. Now I remember the shifts up at the steering wheel. I have never seen a push button car because all of the cars that had the shifts on the floor were usually manual because you had, your 3 pedals or 2 pedals, however they did your car. It was 3 pedals. And then you had to shift on the floor and all that. But for the automatics, the shift was up at the steering wheel. I think that's where it was when I learned to drive. Mm-hmm. Darcy is saying hi to everyone. Roberta is telling Loopy, I think my wine turned to vinegar. No, 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 no. I am not accepting that. Loopy is telling Roberta it's time to make some yummy pickles. How do you make your pickles? Panda says, my first CD I ever owned was Little Kim's first album. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing, nothing, nothing at all. Ricky, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? Thank you for coming. Rita says, I will take some more pictures and show how they turned out as sons. Oh, that would be lovely. Jack said, Zach says he's going to be old. You in July. He'll be 31. Honey, you just a baby. You just a baby. Because my baby is 44. Yeah. Panda is telling Gail analog sounds much better than digital. Oh my gosh. I was so unhappy when they came up with that you had to have digital and you had to buy those little black boxes if you wanted to watch any TV. I said, this is America. I should be able to watch what I want in my house. Yeah, I did not appreciate being forced to go to digital. It was not my choice. And yeah, we're in America. We're supposed to have choices. Rita says, I am vintage, so vintage that I fall asleep before midnight. I could turn into a pumpkin, just as long as they don't feed you. Darcy is okay. I don't want you to be a little gremlin. Ricky says, I am all good, thank you. How are you? I'm hanging in here, Ricky. I'm doing the best I can with what they give me to work with. And that's all I got. Roberta says, I think the push button shift was a Studebaker. Ah, no wonder I had not seen one of those. Okay, Michelle, have a good one. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Everybody speaking. Nightbot is dropping all the family. Panda is asking VJ, do you remember those catalogs? They would come in the mail with all the CDs you could buy for a penny. No, we never got those catalogs. I remember the books you could buy at the bookstore, and they would have the book on CD in the pouch on the back cover. Ricky's saying to Zach, that's cute. I'll be 53 in August. I told him he's a baby. Jen says, my baby is 34. See, Zach, you're still younger than Jennifer's baby. Zach says, 53 ain't old, Ricky. Rita says, we'll spam you on Friday, VJ, since I have some finished ones. Roberta says, that will be fun to see. Yeah, that'll be fun to see. Ricky's telling Panda, we're analog players in the digital world. Ooh, that should be a team name. I'll join that team. Ricky says, oh, Zach, I didn't say I was getting old. Zach says, y'all should. I do a quick live at 5 Eastern instead of Granny T. Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Set up your live and we will raid you. And if you give me permission, I'll load up the bus and we'll just come on over there and do a screeching halt. And then I can put you on put you in the car and we can take a field trip to the food truck. The fruit truck. It's not a food truck, BJ. It's a fruit and veggie truck. Roberta says, "Oh Lord, I am really old. I learned to drive in a Studebaker." What? Wait a minute. What years were the Studebakers being made? Because I don't know what time frame that is. So you're not. I think you're only 4 years older than I am. Jennifer says, "I remember switching the TV channels with a dial on the wall in those days, two or three channels." You had a dial on the wall? I remember putting aluminum foil on the rabbit ears trying to get a good signal. My brother would tell me to go over and move the antenna when he was watching something, and I go move the antenna, and he say, "Okay, stop right there." So I would stop and I'd start to walk away, and he says, "No, stop right there. Go back and hold it and stay right there." And I'm like, "I'm not going to hold this antenna while you're looking at this program." See, Roberta said the same thing. The foil on the antenna. Panda's laughing at Zach out in the YouTube streets causing emotional damage. Loopy's on the wagon train. Or is that a cassette tape? That looks like a bus. I got to go over to YT because it doesn't show up well on StreamYard. I don't know half of what's going on StreamYard. Let's see if I can figure this out. I got too many things going on. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a bus. Yeah, it doesn't show up on the StreamYard side. Yeah, we can load up the bus. Oh, Crystal just sent one. Let me see if I can figure out how to get. Let me just refresh. Because my page looks all kinds of crazy. Now, that looks mo better. Anybody remember that movie, Mo Better Blues? Okay. Okay. Crystal is working on her Ruby's Dream wrap patterned by MDL using her hand spun yarn. Look at you. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Michael, this is beautiful. Crystal, this is fantastic. OM to the G. Panda, tell Michael I love this pattern. That is gorgeous. And the yarn is beautiful. Yeah, we'll raid Zach. You've set it up. Did you give me permission? Let me go over here and see if I can find my dear darling. This is Zachary. Let me see if I can do this on the fly. Crystal, that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Zach, you have to go in your settings and give me permission. I don't have. Oh yeah, I got it. I'm sorry, I lied. It doesn't like it unless I. It just doesn't always work for me. Okay, Zach, I got. Thank you for my parking pass. I don't have to double park. YT will be so happy if I don't double park the bus. What? So in 10 minutes, we are going to go raid Zach. I'm going to drive the party bus over. I'm going to drop all of you off. And then I'm going to take the bus over to the vegetable truck. And I'll be listening to you all while I pick out my fruits. I need some more fruits. I have to remember to ask them if they have eggs. Jen is saying to Roberta, that's one thing I didn't do. Cynthia says Studebaker was built in South Bend, Indiana in the 50s. Okay, so we didn't get our first car until the 70s. My grandparents had oh, they don't even make cars anymore. What was it called? They had a Rambler. Who used to make the Ramblers? And the sticks, the shifts were up at the steering wheel. And I want to say my grandfather, no, that might have been the man down the street. Somebody had a Galaxy 500. But I think my grandparents had, one had a Rambler and the other one had an Ambassador. We're loading to Zach's. We lost our remote and had to get up and change the channel. That's when I learned that children are remote controls. I remember when TVs weren't made with remotes. I remember when TVs had feet and they stood on the floor. Roberta says 1966 last sold. I learned in 76. Okay. I think I learned to drive in 74, maybe. Okay, I would have been, let's see, hold on. I was 16. That would have been 75, 70. That would have been 76. Yeah. Rita says, I got my driving license on Friday afternoon, and 2 hours after, I was driving with a trailer going to pick up 1,000 crabs to sell them the next day. Look at you, Miss Entrepreneur. You forgot you had a whip, girl. I'm glad I hadn't put my phone on silence because I heard it buzzing at me, and I was like, who's buzzing me? It was you buzzing me. Rita says, my brother said the trailer just hangs there, so no trouble. He fibbed to you, didn't he, Rita? He fibbed to you. It's literally sitting in front of you. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. Right? I love that pattern. And I love the yarn. Crystal, you knocked that yarn out of the park. You really did. Thank you, Panda. Michael's been throwing down some beautiful patterns. I got to get my Tunisian hooks out and start doing some, but yeah. Yeah, that is gorgeous. Studebakers were still around in 65. My dad had one. Okay. What he might have had a used one, you think? Or passed down from an older brother? Loopy says, before the digital conversion, I was able to use an old radio antenna from a boom box and installed it on the back of the TV and got local channels for me and my siblings. See? He went hug. That's because he knows his husband loves his chicken nuggies and he wants to keep his panda happy. Are you going to have French fries too? Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. I'll make sure he knows. It's gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. You're knocking that one out of the park. You really are. That is beautiful. Okay, your dog's on out. Yeah, please let him out. Loopy says, I can't wait till I get all unpacked and able to craft again. If I have an addiction, it's crafting with yarn. Loopy, when did you move? I hate moving. I hate moving. That would have been the first box I unpacked, and I might not have gotten any further. Zach says I should quickly use the pie. Yes, you should. Okay, and you can make a sandwich. Okay, you know what? I'm going to read the rest of these comments, and then I'm going to leave a little early so everybody can go to the convenience, make a sandwich, and be ready for Zach. No, Susan, Granny D is at the tummy doctor today. So she let us know that she was not going to be live today. Zach volunteered to take her slot because I wasn't able to do the whole slot because I got to go see the truck. You put egg. Oh, okay, you're welcome. You put eggs on your. Yeah, they've got meat. I'm gonna ask them if they have eggs. Jen says I will need to reboot the PC for an update, so maybe a little late. That's fine. That's fine. Your PC is working, or was it the laptop that wasn't working? Which wasn't working, Jen? Loopy says, I'll make some fresh popcorn while listening. After all of that, I went in to make some popcorn Monday. I could not find any popcorn anywhere in my kitchen. I usually have a bag of popcorn in the canister. My canister was empty. I don't know what happened to that popcorn. I don't remember eating it, which really doesn't mean anything, but I don't remember eating it. Obviously, I did, but yeah. Okay, legally learned to drive in 76. So we learned to drive the same year. Well, you were legally learning in 76. I was legal. I wasn't even a thought in 76. What you trying to say, Panda? What you trying to say? Oh, Crystal, okay, fine. Be that way. See, so you all don't have all of the experiences. You've missed so much. Rita says, no, VJ, he was right. It only hangs there. The trouble was learning the reverse with it. Remember reversing before the cameras? You had to turn around and put your arm over the back of the seat and look over your shoulder to back up. Yeah. I look behind me down. My daughter's like, why can't you just look at the camera? I said, because the camera wasn't always there. It was fun walking down memory lane. You're in the middle of moving. Girl, I am so sorry. Can you give the link? I've loaded up the bus, Gail. You don't even need the link. You're going to go there with us whether you like it or not. Just put your seatbelt on and put your feet up. Okay, Jen, good luck with that. I can reboot and it's not always pretty. Roberta says, Panda, my oldest was born in 79. You're still a baby. My oldest was born in 78. Shardy was born in Shardy's mother was born in 80. My oldest stepson was born in 79, and the youngest one was in 81. So I've got 81, 80, 79, and 78. And they just slid right in there. Loopy says, ooh, you should try outline and salt popcorn. Very much a vibe. I used to get that what is it? The rock chips, and I would buy the honey barbecue and the cheese and put them together, or the caramel. Put them together. It was like crack. Tina, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. We're going to do a VJ raid over to Zach's. Everybody fasten your seatbelts and put your seats in the locked and upright position. I'm driving, so you got to hold on. Bonnie says anything left in the bus is hers. You still reverse like that? Senior says, nope, mom and dad did not even know each other yet. Crystal says, I bet it was nice. It was a nice time. 8 tracks and wall phones. I love my wall phones. I had a wall phone in the house I just sold. Mm-hmm. Row 11 is already giving me the blues. I'm sorry. Those Princess phones. Shorty just saw one of those old time French style phones. She's like, "What is that? That is pretty." I said, "That's an old fashioned telephone." Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. She can do it. She just got to be patient. And night night, Rita. Thank you. Hugs, Roberta. Uh, Yep, we got party bus time. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. That is not what I was trying to do. Hold on tight. We're going over to Zach's house. Yes, I'm pushing buttons. It's the last button. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.